Hi, I'm Instant W here today for a new top video. So this video is a bit special because I'm gonna talk about movies not out yet. I'm gonna rank upcoming movies from the less exciting to the most interesting, in my opinion of course. This year will be busy. There are quite a lot of movies for which I am really excited. Okay, let's get into it. Number 10, Top Gun Maverick. It is a sequel to Top Gun and stars Tom Cruise as Pete Mitchell, the hero of the story. My mom made me watch the movie as a kid and I remember liking it a lot. I even asked for a fighter aircraft toys for Christmas. From what I read, the story takes place 30 years after the first movie and Pete aka Maverick is now an instructor and he finds himself training graduates for a dangerous mission. He will encounter the son of his late best friend, Goose, Bradley Bradshaw, played by Mike Taylor. He is also called Rooster, and he wears a mustache like his father. Goose, Rooster, I guess he's on the same path of his father. The pressure will be on Maverick's shoulders, so the son doesn't die like the father. The ghosts of the past will chase Pete, I guess. I can feel the Top Gun vibe in the trailer. I'm so ready to go back in time. And I want to watch the movie in cinema, especially because of Tom Cruise. That guy is not an actor, he's the guy in the movie. You might not know it, but he is the one flying the aircraft, and that's why he looks so realistic. I love the last Mission Impossible, such a great action movie. He truly did the jumping scene, and he looks off the chain in the cinema. I love how Tom Cruise commits to his roles. He's 57 years old and still a fucking beast. And that's why he produces all the movies he plays in, so he can do all the action scenes himself. He will die on set, I think. Number 9, Wonder Woman 1984, about to be released at the beginning of June. The sequel of Wonder Woman takes place in the 80s, several decades after the events of the first movie. Steve Trevor is back for some reason. I wonder if he's coming back from the past. We don't know that much about the new movie, except that it will feature Cheetah, played by Kristen Wiig. It is rumored that the story is set during the Cold War, and that Diana might serve as a spy. Maxwell Lord will be in the movie, played by Pedro Pascal. I wonder if there is some kind of time travel machine created by Maxwell Lord, who will bring back Steve Trevor. There is an obvious reference to the Back to the Future movies. The 80s vibe is highly present. I think the film will look gorgeous. They gave up on the Snyder styles. It looks brighter with a more saturated coloring. I like the first movie a lot. I think Gal Gadot is perfect for the character. So I will definitely go watch that movie at the cinema. Number 8, A Quiet Place Part 2 coming out in March. It is the sequel to A Quiet Place, released 2 years ago. It follows a family surviving a world where humans have been annihilated by aliens. The creatures have hypersensitive hearing and they can detect any sounds from long distance. The Abbott family tries to survive in this dangerous world and lives as silently as possible. The second movie follows the same family after the deadly events of the first one. We just got a teaser for the moment, so I don't know much about it, but I'm highly interested in the movie. I like the first one a lot. I've grown attached to the family that tries its best to take care of each other. From what I read, the original creatures might not be the only one. Maybe creatures that can detect heat or movements. We'll see, maybe I've guessed it right. Number 7, Bird of Prey, about to be released at the end of February. It is a movie centered around the Harley Quinn character, played by Margot Robbie. The movie follows up the Suicide Squad story, the shittiest DC movie of the decade. Harley Quinn has left the Joker and starts her emancipation. With her group of girls, she will fight against Black Mask, who tries to get Cassandra Cain, aka Batgirl. The point that makes the movie interesting to me is the actress Margot Robbie. She is portraying Harley Quinn perfectly, and she is clearly having fun playing the character. She actually pitched the idea to Warner Brothers and she's producing the movie, so she's 100% committed to it. I can't wait to see her performance. Furthermore, the movie will be R-rated. They are taking risks. I like it. Some might be triggered by the feminist message behind the movie, but it doesn't bother me. I don't like when it's too obvious and tries to oppose men to girls. Sounds like it's just a group of cool girls that will just get together to fight bad people. If you feel triggered by that and you think that it's feminist propaganda, then maybe you can start questioning yourself really. I hope the movie will be good. To me, all the ingredients are present to make a decent story. Number 6. The Conjuring 3 coming out at the beginning of September. I'm a big fan of the first Conjuring, directed by James Wan. I love the very baroque set design of the movie. James Wan managed to create very primal fears. It's even truer in the Insidious films. The second movie by the same director was also very interesting, even though I prefer the first one. Both of the stories follow a couple of demonologists, Ed and Lorraine Warren, that will ultimately be called to investigate cases of demonic possession. The films aren't only scary. I found the stories interesting and not too simple and stupid, like it's often the case with that kind of movies. The two recurrent characters are well played by the actors, and I have grown attached to them from movie to another. The last Conjuring is not directed by James Wan, but he's produced it and taken part in the writing of the script. I believe the movie might still be good. Number 5. The Kingsman, about to be released in September. It is a prequel movie of the Kingsman film series. I didn't know that the movies were based on the comic book series of the same name. I just found out while I was doing the video. The story is set 100 years prior to the events of the two first movies. We will discover a new duo composed of the Duke of Oxford, the veteran, and Conrad the apprentice. The story takes us back to the World War I, where technology are quite primitive compared to the other movies. I like the idea of a spy movie taking place at that time. Characters will have to fight with fewer complex gadgets. It might add tension to the scenes, since they can just use high technology objects to get out of an extremely dangerous situation. One of the strongest points of the movies is the unbroken sequence action scenes that looks very dynamic. I always enjoyed it a lot. It has a James Bond vibe, but also a lot of humors to release the tension. It seems that they kept the spirit of the Kingsman series for this prequel, so I'm quite excited about it. They will save the war once again and fight Rasputin. That man had a big influence on the Russian royal family, but he was deeply opposed to war. From the trailers it looks like he is the bad guy of the story. Maybe he's the one controlling the Tsar, so he wages war. It's not accurate, but it's a fiction, so it's not required for them to be historically correct. Or maybe the trailer wants us to think that he is the bad guy, but in reality he's not. I don't know, we'll see. I can't stop thinking of Voldemort when the Duke of Oxford screams. Anyway, I'm very interested in the movie. They are trying something different, so I want to watch it. Number 4. Mulan, about to be released at the end of March. I'm quite excited about the film. I like Mulan a lot, and I watched the animated movie several times when I was a child. Usually I'm not very fond of the Disney live-action remake, but I'm very interested in this one. The first trailer got me hooked. The Chinese cast, set and ambience look great. For the live action, they included a new villain. I have been looking for information about the actress. Her name is Gong Li. She is a Singaporean actress. She is very famous and won a lot of awards. She is considered one of the most powerful Asian women in the movie industry. So Disney didn't cast any random generic actress for Mulan. The Mulan's actress is interesting also. Her name is Liu Yifei and she's a Chinese-American actress and she's very popular in Asia. She knows how to fight with a sword, which is very important asset to play Mulan. From what I heard, she trained since she was a child. Sounds like they cannot find any better actress for the role. Even though the story won't be the same, I'm interested by it. Truly, what's the point about making live-action remake if the story is 90% the same? Only changing some little assets doesn't really make a big difference, and I will always prefer the animated one. If they have to make a different movie, I don't want to watch the same story again because the animated one will always be better. You should also know that the animated movie is inspired by the legendary story The Ballad of Mulan, and Disney adapted that story by adding Mushu, for example. So basically, they might have made a more faithful adaptation compared to the animated movie. I think you can still make a great movie even without Mushu, and I'm even hoping it's gonna be a more adult version. Number 3. No Time to Die, coming out at the beginning of April. It's the 5th James Bond movie portrayed by Daniel Craig. We don't have much information about the movie yet, but it follows the events of Spectre. At the end of this disappointing James Bond, 007 retires to live with the psychiatrist Madeleine Swan, played by Léa Seydoux. The story takes place 5 years after the capture of Ernst Stavro Blofeld. Bond will be approached by Felix Leiter, a CIA officer who will be asked for his help. From the trailer, it seems that the love story between James and Madeleine didn't go so well. He will also meet a woman spy that wants to surpass him, kind of. The movie looks way darker, there is a Skyfall vibe in it. Rami Malek portrays Safin as a disfigured enemy of James Bond. I like the actor a lot, he made a great performance in the Queen movie, he even won an Oscar for it. I hope they will offer us a better ending than Spectre. If I remember well, it was supposed to be the last one for Daniel Craig already, but I don't mind they are doing another one. After all the great James Bond movies with Craig, Spectre was very disappointing and not a proper ending for such a great series. I have high expectations for this film. They have created great James Bond movies before, therefore they are entirely capable of offering us a great final. Number 2. Tenet, about to be released in the middle of July. It is a thriller movie written and directed by Christopher Nolan, starring John David Washington, Robert Pattinson and Michael Caine. We don't know much about the film yet. It is supposed to be a science fiction espionage movie. A secret agent, played by John David Washington, is supposed to prevent World War III with the help of time travel. The coloring of the film is very grey and dark, and we can recognize the simple but stylish set design of a Christopher Nolan movie. Extremely clean and realistic with grandiose shots. Even the music is very Nolan-like. It reminds me of the soundtrack of The Dark Knight a bit, very dark and intense, making you feel like there is immediate danger. There is an obvious Inception vibe in that movie by the look of the costumes and the aesthetic of the set design. Their rare costumes carry suitcases and seems like they are going to travel to other worlds. A guy says welcome to the afterlife when the hero wakes up in a hospital bed. I like Christopher Nolan movies a lot, so I will make sure to watch that one. I like this kind of mindfuck stories that you can reflect on after watching it. He has this incredible skill to shoot grandiose landscapes or towns that makes you feel the epicness. It is supposed to be his most ambitious movie. I can't wait to watch this masterpiece. While I was writing this video, I thought of a theory for the movie. I will publish a video about it soon, so stay tuned if you are interested. We know that from Interstellar, Nolan likes to use theories of fundamental physics, so I might have found something. If I'm right, I deserve to get 100,000 subscribers at least. Let's find out if I was right. On number 1, Dune, coming out in December. There is no trailer yet, but the project is in good hands. Here are the reasons why I think the movie will be a masterpiece. First and most important reason, Denis Villeneuve. He is the director of several acclaimed movies such as Prisoners or Arrival. He is the one that made the sequel of Blade Runner, an absolutely gorgeous and awesome science fiction movie. He is also capable of doing more twisted movies like Enemy, a story that you can reflect on afterward. Yes, I'm a big fan of his movies. He has this talent for creating elusive universe through very atmospheric scores and thematic color palettes. Add to that a good script and a mastered storytelling, and you have a Denis Villeneuve masterpiece movie. The second important point is the original material, Dune, considered one of the best science fiction novels in history. The story is set several thousands of years in the future and is centered around a drug called the spice that can extend human life and provide superpowers. It addresses several subjects such as science, politics, society, and transhumanism. Denis Villeneuve is very good at addressing in a smart way that kind of thematic in his movies. Blade Runner 2045 is the proof of that. And the last reason is the off-the-chain cast. Timothée Chalamet, Jason Momoa, Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin, Javier Bardem, Charlotte Rampling, David Bautista, Rebecca Ferguson, and Zendaya. I might have forgotten some, I have listed the ones I know the most. All the ingredients are present to make an outstanding masterpiece movie. I have very high expectations. It will be the movie of this year, with Tenet I think. I can't wait to watch it at the cinema. Alright, that's all for me today. Leave a like, comment and subscribe for more. Let me know in the comment section which movies you are interested in. Don't forget to check out my music channel and to follow me on social media. You can also find me on pretty much all digital platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, and so on, all links in the description below. I wish you good health, happiness and success. I hope you all have a great new year. Stay tuned, see you next time!